Good morning, my YouTube friends. So, I'm excited. I got to share this. All right, so we're here at the garage. We're gonna go inside. What you see in here is what's left of an old business that was thriving. The man that owned this built tons of old Chevy trucks, cars. But, all right, so as you can see, we have got our work cut out for us. I gotta get up top and fix the water leak first, obviously. Then replace a bunch of sheetrock. It's not rotten. You can see those are still good solid boards. It's just gotten wet enough the sheetrock has fallen down. But we've got a ton of work to do in here, getting it remodeled, cleaned up. Bathroom back in that corner. This cool old pine paneling. You see this in some old houses here in the area. But that is just really neat. Of course, it's got a rot issue there, so we'll have to cut it off a couple feet up and do some sort of a wainscot finish along the bottom of the walls. It's gonna be an office over here. These doors, guys, check these doors out. These are, as I understand it, original doors from back when this building was built. And I was told this morning it was actually built in the 1930s. So these doors are history. Check out these cool old doorknobs. Man, I love it. So here's the cool thing though. This door, back up here where you can see it, that door is hinged off of that, and that is an actual door. See the little release right there? So this swings around open, that one swings open, and you could pull a car in here and park it as a one-car showroom. How cool is that? Look at that, it still works. Needs a little bit of TLC, obviously, but so cool. So that door, we're gonna go over it, get it tweaked, tuned up, make it work. Because the door is still solid. Track's a little rough. It's gonna need some work. A lot of old grease on it. Garage door guys are gonna be here tomorrow morning. First thing to start on it. I'm not really sure about this ramp business. It drops probably a good 4 feet down and about 20 feet out. So it's kind of steep. Old ladder going up to a storage area up there for tires and whatever. This, guys, is the shop. Look at those old trusses, those old steel trusses. No insulation, that's the bad thing. But we've got a lift here and another lift over there. You can see here's an entire barrel full of transmission cooling lines, brake lines. A lot of people say that's trash. Yeah, I guess the old saying, one man's junk is another man's treasure, holds true, because like right here, a lot of people just throw old nuts and bolts away. But when you need a bolt and you got to drive out of the county to get it, or you walk over to your nut and bolt bin, you sort through it till you find what you want, and there's several of those laying around here. Yeah, it's worth hanging on to old parts like that when you're running a garage. You know, an old 400 turbo tranny, old Cadillac engine, more nuts and bolts. Now, all these old Chevy parts do not go with the building. I'm just showing you the history, what was here. But we're keeping both lifts and the majority of the tools that are in here, like the tire changers, the air compressor, transmission jack, oil change apparatus here. You know, that's really cool. toolboxes, refrigerator, wood stove. I don't know if it works or not, but this right here is a starter alternator test system. It's supposed to work. If it does, it'll be cool. Ha! Check that out. An exhaust system analyzer. It'll tell you what your emissions are. I wonder if that thing works. If it does, that'd be cool. So that door is getting replaced first thing in the morning. Let's see what we got over here. Oh, there's about a 20-ton hydraulic press. This won't do us much good. That is what we now hold in our hand. That's a code reader, essentially, for way back before the OBD2 systems, I would say. Do not operate without using safety goggles. Bleed valve switch. Interesting. I'm not even sure what that thing is. Some sort of transmission test system, maybe. Wait. R12. That's an old AC charge system for R12. Huh. Isn't that just cool? At any rate, here's something I'm kind of excited about, guys. Check out what's behind that door. Oh, yeah. A paint booth or wash and detail booth. Either way. Slope floor, drain in the middle. Check that out. Well, as you can see, I have bit off a big project. Gonna be a ton of work to get this back up into operating condition the way that I want it. But it's gonna be a fun project. We're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. In order to be a paint booth, obviously I'm gonna have to get rid of these windows. Plus, it's just too close to the ground. I mean, look, it's 3 foot down. Those holes are big enough a guy can crawl through easily. And like anywhere else, we've got our fair share of mess heads around here, so, and you can see, windows have been busted out. So we're gonna have to just block that off. Plus, if you're painting, you don't want that light. You want controlled lighting in a paint booth. See, somebody's hung one right there. We've got decent lighting here overhead. Anyway, I'm excited about this room. Once those windows are done correctly, we won't need that bar anymore. All right, guys, I am just daydreaming out loud here. But it's cold in the shop. I don't like being cold when I'm working. I don't like it at all. And as much as I really love that old historical, cool, lumber, metal truss look, I'm thinking, because these are T-channels along the bottom, it would be easy to repeat the process that they've got up on top. They've just set those trusses there. Well, I can drop down and set some ceiling rafters running crosswise between them and put a flat ceiling in here and blow a bunch of insulation up on top, like just some cellulose insulation. I think that would go a long ways towards making this a heatable space. And then I can retain the original look of these old windows by having new windows put in that has the grids in them. Because I like the historical look, I really do. Just, those are horrible when it comes to keeping the heat out or in, depending on the time of year that you're dealing with. And then I want to paint it. I don't really like just a plain old block look. It needs something that brightens it up a little bit. So I'm thinking gray, shop gray walls, kind of like what's in the paint booth, somewhere up into this area, and then maybe a red stripe, and then a really light gray above it, or even maybe a white. It'll help with the lighting a lot. And those old light fixtures, those are really cool. What I'm wondering is if I can get some really decent bright screw-in LED bulbs. Check that out. I like those. If not, then I'll have to do something, because I can't stand working in a dark shop. And you see somebody has gone up there and hung some 8-foot fluorescents and powered them out of those original antique light fixtures. But I like that antique look. All right, so what do y'all think? What color should we paint it? Keep in mind, we want to make it feel like when you walk in here, you're back in the 1950s. We want some color. Thinking maybe that back wall back there is an accent wall. I've seen those in shops before. I really like it. If you can go with some sort of like a pastel red on that back wall, and then do a red stripe on the floor with black and white checkered, like red tile around the edges and a black and white checkered tile all out to the center of the floor. One color paint a little ways up, and then a stripe, and then another color the rest of the way up. I think those are really cool when they're done that way. Of course, that window got busted out, and that's been put back where it doesn't look original. So for now, I'll just insulate that wall and leave it. But I think in the long run, I'll need to go back like this. And the original aluminum frame is still there. Check this out. That's hilarious. I wonder who this handsome gentleman was. For somebody, this is a building full of memories. I just found something really cool. I know what this is, so I know I'm kind of dating myself with it, but check this out. So hidden under this picture is a whole stack of 8-tracks. I remember driving cars that still had those in them and functional. Check that out. Out to the outside. This is basically the original look, the oldest picture I can find so far, color-wise. And you can see what happens to white paint down close to the ground. It's just, it gets nasty really quick. So I want something that when people drive through, they want to stop and take pictures of that cool old 1950s shop. So give me some color ideas, guys. I'm gonna throw up a couple pictures that I found online. And I really, really like the Pontiac look, but y'all tell me what you think. What color should we paint it? Scooby approves of the new shop. He's found toys. No. He's found a tire to chew on. He likes tires for some reason.